Hi, it's Kyle, and I'm here to talk to you about Anchor. Anchor is a hosting platform where you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Best of all, Anchor is completely free. It's what we're actually using to create our podcast. If you're thinking about making your own podcast, download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Now, back to the show.
I'm fine with it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we were both on the same page as well.
All right, we're riding dirty. Just gonna be a little bit on edge. Yeah.
Send it.
Yeah, no, that was the plan tonight.
Fuck it.
I was out working way later than I should have, and so this was definitely needed.
Perfect.
All right, well, first of all, get it out there. We're recording on Garza's birthday, so everyone who's listening, wish Garza a happy birthday.
Woo!
Suck it, Garza.
That's fair.
I already told you happy birthday. A lot of
Yeah, you
happy
did.
birthdays for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got enough from us, but everyone who's listening can say something. Second of all, are you guys all into fantasy football? I just got to get that out before we get into it, and it just comes up later.
Definitely.
How's the teams going?
I just won my game this week by 1 point because Jalen Hurts threw that last interception in the last 7 minutes.
Oh, nice.
It was
That's all
the
it
worst
took.
game ever. Going into Monday night, I was winning like 61-36, and I had Stephon Diggs go, and then 7 minutes left. It's me and Austin Snyder. He's up by 2 points. I text him, "Come on, interception," and he's like, "No, don't do that to me." And then like a minute later, he's like, "It happens." And I'm like, "No fucking way."
Yeah, I lost this week, so down the DL, down low for me.
I got to watch the Jets game, though, and that was the greatest thing I've seen the Jets do in about 25 years. So
Yeah, I forgot to message you about that.
I was pretty
Fuck
fired
the
up.
Browns.
Yeah, fuck that elf. That's what I kept texting my friends. Fuck that elf.
Fucking stupid, creepy elf, man.
Fuck that elf.
Kyle, I know you don't pay attention to it as much, but I know you still got a fantasy team.
I do. I literally haven't even looked at it.
No, okay, that's fair.
Love
That's
it,
fair. Kyle used to be the one who like bugged me to play fantasy, and now it's switched. I'm always texting him, and he's like, "Dude, I don't give a shit."
Eric, you should have gotten in on the disc bearing one.
No, I just joined. I've been just played the same league for years now, and that's really the only one I pay attention to. This is like the first year where I've actually like watched football. I usually don't even like watch football. I'm just like, yeah, okay, this guy looks good. Throw him in there.
I tried for years to get that fucker to like watch football with me too. No, wouldn't do it at all. Now that I'm not paying attention, fuck. He's into it.
Yep.
Dick.
I'm an asshole. What can I say? All right. So if there was a season-long disc golf fantasy, who's your number one pick?
I actually slightly did this. We did a version of it where we do the grip 6 pick'ems like on eDisc, and lowest score, like we tally up scores at the end of each event, and lowest score won at the end of the day. But honestly, right now, I would have to choose between Macbeth, Wisaki, and Orem. Because Orem's just been putting up podium finish after podium finish, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd probably take Matteo if I had number one pick. Because he's top 8 and he had to take off the beginning of the year for his appendix.
Seriously. So. I was so sad that he dropped D-Globe because he was supposed to be on Tetloff's card first round.
Oh man, that'd have been sick.
Yeah.
And he looks the coolest doing it.
Yeah, Garza, I completely forgot about that league. I think I did it for like 2 weeks and I haven't submitted shit since. So I've completely Kyled that league.
Yeah.
But
at the end of it,
how do you not pick Pablo? Pablo's your guy. I mean, that's why. It's just hard to be still there.
He hasn't been doing like amazing in Elite Series this year. He's been up there with a couple, but I don't think he's been consistent.
Sure, he won a pretty big tournament recently. What tournament was that?
If we're not including Worlds here.
Oh, I can't remember.
We're still including Worlds.
Okay, if we're including Worlds, then
why wouldn't you include Worlds?
Most of them are just the pro tour events. That's not a pro tour event. It's a major.
Listen, Garza, just because you beat this man in head-to-head poker, you better put some fucking respect on his name, okay? That is the GOAT.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I have this aversion to picking like the number one pick that everyone else would pick. Like if I got number one pick for fantasy this year, I would have been like, no, I'm not taking Jonathan Taylor because I'm better than that. But I would have probably still been like, okay, I'm taking Jonathan Taylor. But in my head, I'm convincing myself not to.
You try and talk yourself out of it, right? You're like, oh no, I'm going to pick who's going to end up being the Jonathan Taylor, not the actual Jonathan Taylor. Because it's always the guy from last year that's the number one pick this year. And then it ends up being Christian McCaffrey, and you're like, what the fuck? My season's over.
Yep, exactly. That's what I try. I try to convince myself to do it, but I never have enough balls. I've never had the number one pick, so what can I say?
Yeah.
Curse.
Most of the time, I'm not there for my actual first pick because I forget about it until
Yeah, Tony can relate to that.
Oh my God, that was the worst draft of my entire life. Don't even get me started on that. I had shitty service with my wife's entire family. Everyone's auto picking, and they're like, I'm like, oh my God. The guys that weren't auto picking were taking scrubs. I was losing my mind.
We were like, there's a group of us hanging out while doing the draft online, and like round 15, I think Austin goes, Tony doesn't have a quarterback, and then like quarterbacks just start flying off the board just to screw over Tony.
Let's go, Jameis Winston. He's gonna do something this year.
He's going to do it.
Number one pick for stealing crab.
Was who? Sorry, I missed it.
Winston. I said he's my number one pick for stealing crab. He got in trouble in college for stealing a bunch of crab from the supermarket.
Nice.
You need some crab to get in trouble for.
You need some seafood. That's your guy, man. He will find a way to get it out of the store for no money.
That's your crab guy.
That's my crab guy.
I got crab guys. All right. Well, circling back to Garza beating Paul Macbeth at virtual poker. Who is better between you two at arcade games?
Tony probably.
Oh.
Of all the ones we played, I think I won maybe once or twice.
I think you got me in Blitz once.
But in all fairness, I gave him a good run every time.
It was fun. He made it. It's no fun talking shit to somebody when you're just smacking the bejesus out of them. It's fun when you get them at the end. And I remember the goal line stuff.
I know what you're going to talk about.
On Blitz was the greatest thing in my life. Garza picks me off at the end of the game. He thinks he's going to come back and win, and he is just chirping. And I'm just like, just wait. He throws this pass. The guy catches it on the one, goes to spin, and I just smash him on the one, and time expires, and I beat him. It was legendary.
So dumb. It
was legendary. So if you're in the Peoria area, check out the 8-Bit Barcade because that place is legit.
100%.
What's the fave game there? I think I seen Simpsons. Is it the Simpsons game?
Simpsons is high up there.
Last year was Turtles. This year was Simpsons. Big Buck Hunter. Yeah. I got to play that with Ben Askren, and that was pretty fun playing him. He got served too, though. Everybody got the justice on that game.
Yeah, no, Tony kind of just whipped everyone in Buck Hunt.
I grew up in Omer, Michigan. I mean, it's just how it is.
You guys, do they got the Star Wars arcade game? Because that's my favorite. I don't know if you guys ever played that one.
No.
They did, man.
But they had a lot of really good stuff in there. Like, I mean, I'd say they had probably 100 different machines.
Yeah, three Mortal Kombats, like a couple different Street Fighters. They had NES and N64 stuff.
Off-road, the old Royal Rumble game. They had a lot
of good stuff. Yeah. You'll find something.
A lot of good drinks too.
So that was down while you guys were playing Ledgestone. How did the tournament go? Not good? That doesn't sound like a good class.
Me personally, first round was like 929. Second round was 949, which put me in chase card for my pool. And I kind of shat the bed with like an 870 last round. Just a lot of bad kicks, a lot of bad unconfident putts. But I mean, just like after Wednesday, like I was so drunk when I was playing Macbeth in the poker. And like when we got back, I just told the guys, I'm like, I could shit the bed this entire tournament and I won't care because it just made the week. It was just Garza, so much fun.
You were Cinderella coming home from the ball. It was so funny, man. Oh, we were dying, dude. You just had these doe eyes and were spinning around like you just met Prince Charming. It was the greatest night in the world. We were dying.
Okay, so we went to Texas Roadhouse beforehand, and I had like a very big margarita, and I had like 5 drinks before they even showed up, and so like I was just sloshed.
It was
a good way to prepare.
Yeah.
Schiller and I didn't go as hard as Garza. Did you just bust your mouth with your wine bottle?
Oh
my God. I remember my first $1.99 bottle of wine. Anyways, Ledgestone went okay for me. It was weird, man. It was very up and down. So we practiced, and the practice rounds went horribly. Like I lost like so many discs. I lost 7 discs practicing.
And I was to blame for one of them.
I got that one back, ironically. Round 1, I was in 4th place with 2 holes to go, and I double bogeyed the last 2 holes and dropped to to 21st, which is still okay, right? So I still shot like a 9. Yeah. I don't know, 950, 960 round 1. And then round 2, this is the first time I've ever had a card mate affect me, I think, and ever. Like I'll talk shit to Garza, like I don't want you around me. I play shit when you're around. That's not really him. This person literally affected me, like with how off-putting they were. And I'll leave it kind of at that. And I feel embarrassed to admit that actually got to me. But man, this guy was just literally hard to be around. And we played Wildwoods, which is like a 5-hour round. And it's physical, grueling. It's, dude, I mean, when you walk this at the end and it's like you just walk like 7 miles and like 120 flights of stairs. Like it's crazy. The elevation changes and stuff. You cannot bring a cart. And there was just a grind. And like I was doing okay and I battled back, and with like 5 holes to go, I took a 6 and a 7. And I went from like a 970 round to like an 870 or like an 880 or 890 round. And I dropped to like 60 something place. And I was kind of frustrated. And I just said, you know what, when I go out tomorrow, day 3, I'm going to send it. And I did. And I shot the second hottest round of the day and climbed back into the high 20s. So like, it was just an up and down weekend. It was a weekend of what could have been.
Yeah. I mean, even playing on a card with someone that affected your round, shooting that good isn't horrible, or shooting, I guess if you want to call it that bad.
That's hilarious that him and Schiller tied again.
2 years in a row.
Yep.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. We both finished like at the back end of what we thought would be acceptable, which kind of sucked. I know Schiller and I were both open for like top 10, top 15 finishes. No one cares
about the Macbeth versus Wasaki. We all want to see Ryapel versus Schiller.
And we've got our own summer series going. He's been kicking my ass lately.
It's been so much fun to watch.
This has been a weird year, man. There's been so much injury and time off this year. Like it's just been not what I expected.
You're telling me.
Yeah. I think you're just coming back from quarantine too, aren't you? Or about a week off of quarantine?
So yeah, I didn't actually. It was almost 3 weeks I didn't play because I was gone to Milwaukee, and then I was home, and then I was home on quarantine for 10 days. So yeah, I didn't almost play for 3 weeks. Like I was doing the math with Todd the other day. Between my my hernia surgery, my broken rib, and this, I've almost missed 4 months this year of like literally zero playing.
Wow. Yeah, that's always rough on one's game. I don't think your rating took a big hit from it though, right?
I've dropped probably about 6 points. And honestly, you know, the biggest difference has been, it's funny, it's been fatigue. Like I've noticed lately, and I just kind of like had this like aha moment where about between holes like 13 and 15 of every round is where I'm like starting to fall off or implode. Like I've started hot and then I've been okay. And then at the end, I just kind of fall apart. And I'm like, it's not mental. Like I'm not having any mental collapses, but I'm physically exhausted. Mm-hmm. So I got to get I'm having some conditioning issues, which is something I've never really experienced before.
Right.
Head empty, no thoughts. That's been my game plan lately.
What was it? Sorry, I missed it.
Head empty, no thoughts.
Oh.
I watched I went caddied for Tetloff at D-Glow, and just watching him and his mental game was just one of the most incredible things to me. I've been trying to emulate that, and it's just been incredible for my game. Like I can't remember last time I've had like this good of mental game going into tournaments.
Tetloff's got the best mental game in the area.
100%.
That's his biggest edge, man. That guy is just
steel trap.
He's just the one face like the whole round.
I just want to point out that I think Kyle has the rest of my shirt. I got gray torso and red sleeves, and he's got red torso and gray sleeves.
That's funny.
You what now? I'm sorry.
You have the rest of my shirt. I have a gray torso with red sleeves, and you got a red torso with gray sleeves.
Oh, that's funny as shit.
It's baseball shirt night, man.
Yeah,
yeah, I feel left out.
Yeah, you better go change.
Yeah, you should
big
change.
Time Garza.
I got a disc golf shirt on. I got a Viking disc shirt and D-Glow shirt.
So
I love the sweatshirt, but go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, the sweatshirt is nice.
It is nice.
So we know how your last few tournaments have gone, Garza. What about the rest of your season?
I mean,
you can brag about your last couple tournaments first. We don't want to take
Garza,
that out of it.
Need to. I want to beat you up, but you need this.
So, Am States first round, I tee off at 11:06, right? And one of my first buddies was teeing off at like 7 o'clock, and another one was teeing off at 12. So the one that was teeing off at 12 went to go caddy for the one at 7. And so I'm showing up at the course around 10-ish because I want to see one of our other buddies tee off at like 10:30. And the one that was caddying immediately walks up to me and goes, "You're going to kill this course." Like, why do you say that? Like, I've never played this course. I have no idea what to expect. He's like, "You're going to throw a pig like every hole." I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see what happens. I then proceed to shoot a 13 out of 18 down. 1,013 rated, ended up being 1,016 rated. First ever 1,000 rated round.
Yeah.
And before that, my previous best was 969 at Wicks Open this year. So completely blew that out of the water.
Right.
Leading by 4 strokes. So it's just like the rest of the weekend, I knew I had cushions
to maintain.
Yeah. I knew like that took a lot of that first round took a lot of stress. And like I didn't even feel like I did anything like insane. I hit 2 outside circle putts. I missed a circle putt. It was a 20-footer that I just caged, and it was one that like out of my hand. I'm like, yep, that one's not making it. And then so out of the 5 pars I took, 4 of them I still had at the very least a circle 2 look, if not closer. So it could have been even better. And one of them I had to make a 35-footer to save par. So that was just, and it was like between two trees. So that was just kind of a sick shot.
So did you really throw a pig every hole?
So yes, most of the holes I did. I think
mostly. Okay.
I either threw my stable pig or like my little bit flippy pig. Most holes. I think I threw my Takapoo. I think I threw that twice. I threw an Exodus twice. I threw a Kiwi twice. I think I threw a Scepter twice. But the majority was just a pig shot.
Gotcha.
And like I was like 4 down through 5. I missed hole 2, which I was kind of sad about. And then I think I missed like 2 more holes in the front 9, so 6 down. Going into the so I had my buddy Timbo on my bag until he was going to go tee off. And after he left me, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to try birdieing now. And then so he left me at like hole 12, and I think I missed 1 hole. And what was honestly nice was anyone who has me on Facebook's already seen it, the people bitching about me on my profile. I think
it was just one guy. Pretty sure it was just one guy.
So it was just one dude.
So okay, it was just one guy. But my buddy who shared it on his post, I read the comments. There was a couple other guys that were complaining. But you know, screw them. Who cares? They were 12 strokes behind me. They don't matter. But what was nice though was I went and I was following my buddy Timbo for a little while, and I hopped over to go watch Brent Guest from Above Par Disc Golf. And I was watching him, and one of the guys that was on my card was caddying me. And they're just like, what the fuck did you just do? I'm like, I don't know. I just threw frisbees and made putts. And the guy that was on my card, he's like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it was honestly super fun to have you on the card. Like, that just, I felt like that pushed me to do better. So it was just like, it was nice knowing that, like, they didn't see it as, like, I'm outside of what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm just down here smacking them around. Because in all honesty, I wanted to play AM2. I 100% planned on playing AM2, but it was already full. And looking between AM1 and AM3, I didn't feel like going and playing Goliath and West Shore Lawns. I would have been fine with Flip City, but the courses in AM3 just sounded more fun. And I knew I guess I probably knew about the same amount of people in each, but AM3 just sounded like a lot more fun. And as soon as I signed up, I'm like, I'm just going to go fucking win. I'm playing this, I'm going to win. Like, I'm looking through the list, I'm like, okay, there's a couple guys that maybe got a chance to give me a run, but we're just going to go play our own game. We're just going to make putts. We're going to be confident. And that's what I did that first round. And it ended up in 2013. Second round wasn't great. It was like an 880. Yeah, something like that. And it's just like there's a lot of unconfident putts. It was just a lot of unconfident putts. Like, I should have been, after day 2, I should have been pushing maybe neg 20. I probably should have been sitting around neg 18 if I just made my putts. And then last day, it was just like, I did kind of play off of what my card was doing, because I'm still up by 2 strokes going to last card. Right. And so last day, I'm just playing. I missed a couple putts, and I'm just, fuck it. It was like birdie putts that I was the only one on the card even having looks for birdies on. Like, everyone else same par. So it's like, I missed the putt. Oh well, I'm not losing strokes on this hole. And we get to hole 12, I think, and my buddy Kip is caddying me. And I just throw a really safe shot on a hole that I could have either gone for it or just do a safe shot. And we're walking up to it. I'm like, I'm just going to lay this shot up. I have no reason to run this. No one's pushing me on my on lead card. So, and he goes, well, what if someone's pushing you on a chase card? I'm like, well, then that sucks. And after that hole, I took my easy par, and after that hole, I looked, and sure enough, someone from chase card was 1 stroke behind. And so what So what I would do is I would finish up my hole, and then walk to the next tee pad, see what he did, and match it. And I did it, so I didn't think I did it perfectly, but I actually did do it perfectly, because first hole I watch him, he a long 500 footer. He takes 3. Put my drive out in the middle, throw my pig up, tap in my 3. Next hole, I actually thought he birdied. So I pumped out like 370. I'm sitting 35 feet out, barely missed the putt, tapping in. So I'm thinking we're tied at this point. Next hole is like a 197 footer. Like should be easy. And I threw my shot and caged the putt. And where my mind first went was, all right, we can't fuck up the drive on hole 1 again. We have to park hole 1. And I check it. I checked the score. Not only did he par the past 2 holes, I'm watching him on the last hole, and he's left side in the crap, has to pitch up and I thought he took a par. And so I make my drive and I go back and look at scores again. And he actually bogeyed. So I'm like, I can literally bogey this, and I've won the M3 state championships.
Still won.
So we ended up.
Congratulations.
I ended up managing a par and won by 2 strokes, thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah, I pulled the scorecard up, so I was looking through everything.
Yeah, that 1,000 round.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. Congratulations. I don't think you even had to like defend your stance on why you played AM3. Your rating says you can play AM3.
Yep. I was
just because you play up throughout the year.
I was 886 at the time. Okay. I didn't break any rules. I played what my rating said. Now I'm 909 after that week, and I'm going to be I'm dropping off 3 sub 900 rated rounds from states last year. I've already put up 1,004 and a 925 for this month. So it should be another good update if I can just manage well at Wild Wild Wicks this weekend.
So when you hit the Pro Tour?
Oh, that would be a dream. Just stop caring about everything. Just go play disc golf.
Yeah. What about you, Tony? What you got any big highlights for the season? Seeing you got your first tournament ace.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a good one too. I need to keep playing Chesney. I think 2 out of my last 4 rounds I've got paid aces, so that's been nice. I mean it's been.
I know you said it's been a roller coaster.
Weird year. Yeah. You know, I'm going to try and drop some weight. I think my goal is to lose 35 pounds before the new year. I haven't really gained a bunch of weight. I just don't feel as good as I did. My game feels fine. Like I was having this conversation the other day. I think it was with Schiller. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure. I can't remember who it was, but I was talking about like my game feels like 2 perfect magnets right now, my mental and my physical. But the second I try and bring them together, they push away from each other. Like, it's just like, I can't get this polarization right with these 2 things. So like my backhand probably hasn't felt better than it feels right now. Like it feels amazing. But I'm not able to get off the tee either. I'm having a lot of tee issues. My putting's been pretty solid. Like I think in the last 3 tournaments I've played, I've only missed like 1 C1 putt. Like it's been good. I'm scrambling like a freak off the tee. So I'm just trying to get some stuff together. I feel like if I can stay healthy and consistent, there's another big jump. I felt like I was heading for one. Like I was playing a lot of 960, 970, 980 rounds. And then there's been some setbacks. So I'm just trying to overcome that before my wife wants to have another kid and I can't ever play anymore. So I'm just trying to push as hard as I can right now.
Well, one's getting to be the age where he can start coming with you, right?
He came 2 leagues and played with us yesterday right up until league started. And then mom came and got him. He's 4. Gotcha. He was collecting acorns.
A little
mostly.
bit much. Yeah,
he was collecting acorns, and he didn't like. I caged hole 15, and he didn't get the significance, and I did it with a backhand, and he's like, "Is that good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bud." And he goes, "Yeah," like he didn't know. It was an awesome dad moment, but
yeah, that's funny. Well, do we want to get the lowlights out of the way? Unless you got more to talk about. I'm always happy to hear about lowlights.
The lowlights are the highlights. Yeah, let's do it.
What do I got for a low light?
I'll start with one. I got Cali at Cass City, like my home course, and proceeded to probably shoot the worst round I've ever shot by myself and take like second to last in a field where it was like it was when most of the people were gone for states, so a lot of the good people weren't there. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
easy. I'll make $20 or something, and then proceeded to come in like second to last or something playing Cali. I'm like, oh my god. So that was probably my low light so far, other than the Freeland tournament. But I talked about that enough on the podcast.
Yeah, you got to get out and do another one over here, man. We want to have you out here for another tournament for sure. I'm trying to think what the low light is. Oh, so the low light for sure was missing states. I was geeked. That might be probably my last chance to play AM40. And honestly, I think
Tony,
the guy that
was
won.
Unbelievably sad when I saw your message. I was so sad.
He did I think he shot like 945-ish like for the whole weekend. I'm like, man, that could have been my one chance. So that's a low light for me because I feel like if I just played just a little above average, I could have been a state champ.
I think.
And then
I'd say my low light was going from
Garza.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I have one more, and it just happened this weekend. Hold on. No. This was an actual one from playing. So this kind of goes hand in hand with like these fall offs that I've been having, but this one was more mental. I'm playing Stanford. I've got a 1-stroke lead. I think I'm like, I don't know, 3 or 4 down at this point with about 5 holes to go. And I'm on, I don't even know what the hole number is there. It's like 12. It's like the one that goes straight out and then kind of just forks back to the right a little bit. It's a long forehand shot. And I am putting for bogey. I had a bad tee shot. I hit a tree and kicked off. And I've got about 15 feet, maybe 18 feet putt. And it's exactly where I was at Pro States last year. And I putted and it went all the way through. And I was just like absolutely baffled at what happened and frustrated. And that crept into my skull before I putt this. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to put it with as much hyzer. I'm going to put it nice and flat. So I put it nice and flat on the right side. And my Penrose hits, flips right, lands on the cage, bounces, and then just slides off in the most pathetic slow slide ever and hits the ground. And I take a 5. I go to the next hole, which is like the hardest hole for a backhand because you almost got to flip it over a little bit and pump it down there and let it come back. I think it's like hole like 11, maybe 12, 11. Anyways, I got about 2/3 of the way through my pull through and it just went out of my hand and went into the legit jungle. And I had to fight my way out of that. I came out of there, I was ahead by a stroke, and then I was in last place by a stroke within 2 holes. So that was a low light.
That's, that'll hurt.
That's disc golf.
Yeah. We go. Garza's had such a good year, he can't even think of a low light.
No, I've got a couple, some low lights. And mine's from Stanford. Well, mine's from Stanford too. So I think I was more sad about Ledgestone going from I think I was tied for 37th place going to the last round. And I think I ended up 104th. So I missed my goal. I was trying to get top 50. So I missed that. And then what really, really, really fucking sucked was the Stanford tournament again with Tony. I was leading AM2 nearly the entire way. John had shot make 1 earlier in the day. And going into the 17th hole, I looked at scores real quick and I was tied with him. I parred 17, 18. I hit an early tree, made an amazing scramble, and then completely botched the putt to tie for the win. And that was, and it's just that's been one of my somehow one of my bright sides lately has actually been my putting, and it just completely botched it. And I was just I want to take a toaster bath right now. That was my only thought.
Garza,
here, hold my toaster.
Can we talk about how you're a 327 rated caddy?
Yes.
I want to hear.
So I had, this is a funny one. This is a low light, but it's a funny one. So we're doing a flex at Kennel Lake so I can practice it. That's the only way we could get on this bitch to practice it was to do an actual rated flex start. So Schiller and I play it. I'm 1 down or +1 or even. I'm right around like a 950 rated round going into the last 2 holes. And it is a literal like 380-foot carry over this lake that has to hook up and flex back, or you can play the safe forehand line to the left. But if you play the safe forehand line to the left, at best you're taking a 4.
No.
And it's saying it's a par 3 at this time. Remember, they didn't say it was a par 4 on the card. It still said it was a par 3. So I'm like, fuck it.
After you're done with this,
I'm sending it. Well, anyways, I send it. I go in the water. I go up. I grab another disc. I send it again, and I go in the water. And at this point, everyone's like, just throw it in bounds. And I'm like, give me another driver. Garza is my caddy at the time. And
I have a video of him throwing it in the water one of the times too.
Oh.
So this time I'm shooting 5 from just in front of the tee pad, and I make it finally on my what would be my 5th shot. So I get over there and I go to throw my next shot, and I'm like, you know what? I might be able to get to the basket here and save a 6. Which is terrible, but it's okay. And it's elevated in front of me, and there's a hill, and then it drops off, and then it comes up back by the basket. I'm probably looking at about 270 to the basket at this point. And so I asked my trusty caddy, who's swiping left and right, so who knows what the fuck he's doing on his phone, for a disc, and he hands me the disc I want, and he's not paying any attention whatsoever. So I forehand one up, and I try and skip it up to the basket, and it just disappears. I never see it. And then it looks like I see flakes. I'm like, is that fucking water? And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you there's water right there. And I'm like, I am going to murder you. I am going to murder you.
Can I state my defense?
I took a 9. I took a 9 on that one.
Let me state my defense. So him and Schiller, like the entire time I've been watching like coverage on this course, I went over and talked to Schiller. I'm like, hey, just remember, there's a cutout like right before the basket, like just outside circle. It's going to be water. He's like, oh yeah, I know. I remember that from watching the playthrough. I'm like, okay, him and Tony have been watching playthrough together. He's obviously going to remember this. Barely.
I did not watch that playthrough. No, I didn't. I did not watch that hole whatsoever. I had no idea. I thought I was laying up to the basket. I wanted to murder Garza.
Also, Tony said that the only way to 3 it was going over the water. I had a 25-foot putt for a 3 going safe, and it could have been closer, but I wimped it a little bit because I didn't want to skip it too far.
I caged a 3 in the tournament. In the tournament same. From 100 out. So, like, I mean,
all right. Well, you did it when it was really important, at least.
Yeah, I shot like a 980 for that, or 970 something, or whatever it was. So yeah, when it mattered, it was good. But yeah, no, I totally had a tin cup moment. I would have thrown my whole fucking bag in that pond. I swear to God, I would have. I was making it.
Now I got to go buy a bunch of new discs. Oh man. Well, speaking of throwing your whole bag, is there any big bag changes that you guys have gone through over the season? I know. Heard about your thon. Did we talk about, was it last time you were on that you already switched to the new putters, or?
I also switched my putters up recently.
You go first, Garza. Yeah, I got a couple bag changes.
So over the summer, I've been just buying a lot of, like, anytime I get payouts, I've been buying just random RPM disc stuff, and I've been really liking it, actually. And so now my putters, I'm putting with Takapus, which are basically just P2s. And then I've also got a throwing Takapu in the bag. I've got Kiwis in the bag. I got Kias in the bag. It's just been fun to throw like at such a little known brand, to be honest.
Well, we've heard a lot about RPM from our friend Bray, so.
Oh yeah. Well,
even though he's Innova sponsored.
Toros are in the bag. I got bomb stamp destroyers, scepters. I think that's really it, though. Yeah, that's it for me.
So 2 putter changes this year, right? For you?
Kinda, I guess. I was starting out the season with Fireflies, and I switched to Myths and then Takapoos.
Gotcha. All right, Tony, your turn.
I'm still rolling with the Penrose. I just like their stability. Like, I need them. But as far as bag changes, the T-Bird 3 has been the best addition to my bag this year. It's been a big time player for me. I've been messing with a lot of stuff. I'm always trying to plug holes. I gotta say that this year, the European plastic between Latitude and like Discmania, like this Royal line that they laid out, I've never felt a better plastic than that. It's durable. It feels good in the hand. Like, you can throw that thing into a machete and it's just not even gonna ding. Like, it's great plastic. So I've added the Grace. I do throw some Rives in the bag for certain situations. Like I said, the Glory, which is like a slower, more stable T-Bird. Recently, I just put some reactors in my bag. I've been throwing a lot more Craves lately, a lot less stable stuff, to be honest. I mean, the Sextons and the Gators are always going to be probably my go-tos when I need that, but I've been really trying to diversify what I throw to try and get more stuff and more angles. But the T-Bird 3, the Halo T-Bird 3 has been probably the best addition I've had this year.
So is the Stag, is that going to make the bag? Is that what you just threw in the water?
it made the bottom of the pond. Oh my God. Yeah. I wasn't really warm, but I'm like 6 glide, 8 speed. I shouldn't have to put too much on this. And I didn't hit anything either. It just fizzled out and just died. So I doubt I'll get it back, but no, I don't think the Stag's going to make it, unfortunately.
So what's the verdict on the 22 Sextons? Good, bad, okay, nothing special?
I've never thrown one.
They're better than last year's, I guess, in my opinion. Last year's were just too flippy. If I need a flippy 9 speed, I'll go with a Valkyrie or something. Like,
I'll go with a Ryan Anderson one.
Yeah, it's just these ones are a little bit better. They're a little bit more stable, a little bit straighter. I haven't really liked the plastic in the last 2 years either. Like, it's felt like, I don't know, flimsy and like almost like greasy. Yeah, it feels like shit. Yeah. It feels like shit. So you know me, I'm still just I just keep breaking in new 19s until I've got like a ton of beat ones.
All right, we got to have the GOAT debate. Not the Paul versus Climo one, but in your guys' mind, who is the best ever forehand player? And then defend your pick. Who wants to go first?
Forehand?
Yeah, forehand. Like, who has the best forehand? They don't have to be like forehand only or forehand dominant. They can just, they can be like Yuli's argument where he throws it 6 times, but every time he does it, it's good. So
I think
wow, that's tough.
AB has such a powerful but accurate one.
AB?
Yeah.
Okay. So so powerful and what else?
Powerful and accurate. Like, I think that's
okay.
I think once you reach the level where you can put something, like, you can power up on something, but you're still in control and can get it where you want it, it's so big, especially with forehands. Like, I feel like forehands can definitely maybe
get away from you.
Yeah, at the same time, forehands can get away from you. It's also easier to control, I feel, at the same time. It's
easier to aim a forehand, I think.
Yeah. I was having this conversation during Ledgestone because I got carded up with the same guy 2 rounds in a row, and one of the holes I was the only birdie in the entire pool because it's like 353, 30-foot gap the entire way, and I just peered it, and then I did almost the same thing on like par 4 the next day. I'm like, I like these kind of holes. And he's like, well, you're throwing a forehand, so you're just watching your gap the entire way. You know what you have to do with it.
That's a tough one, Eric, I guess. I think maybe a couple years ago, you'd be talking about Eagle, being that guy because of his power and, his ability to shape some shots. There's just so many people that are good at different aspects of it. I mean, you look at Like even like from Michigan, look at Marweed. Like as far as like touch shots, like with that pig and some of the stuff that he's able to do is absolutely amazing. And he doesn't have as much power as some of these other guys, but like it reminds me almost like Nate. Like Nate is just a surgeon with his forehand, but he's not touching the range that these guys are going. And then you've got, you know, these other guys that can just throw forever. I know you were talking when you texted about Chandler Kramer, like that guy's forehand is stupid. Like it's so good.
He brought me so much hope.
And then you got guys like Ricky, like who's probably super underrated.
Yeah.
But he's so good at it. Like he's so good at I don't know. I don't know if I can name a GOAT. There's just so many different subcategories of what people are good at. And then you've got like guys like Coling, who can just he can just throw like the flippiest like sidewinder and make it go like 400 feet. And like, how did you even get that to do anything besides roll? You know? So different guys are good at different things.
For sure. That's kind of why I like the GOAT debate, is because there's no way to nail down one, you know, even if you're not just comparing their skill levels, but across their many times of when they've been better and when they've been worse. Like I feel like if you watch old Ricky stuff, he used to throw the forehand a lot more than he used to, or a lot more than he does now. But it's just like whenever it seems like it's a tool that whenever he goes to it, it's money.
Yeah, if you're talking overall body of work, it might even be him. I mean, I think at their peak, who was the best at it? Probably Eagle. Eagle's forehand went, you know, you're talking 2017, 2018 Eagle. I don't know if anybody was better throwing forehands than that dude was then.
Well, speaking of Chandler Kramer, oh, sorry. Okay. Speaking of Chandler Kramer, what do you think about his crazy forehand rollers? He doesn't do it where he just, have you guys seen him where he throws like hyzer flips and it like rolls perfectly?
It's nasty.
I feel like that's not something that I've seen many players even like try, let alone multiple times.
It's
no,
nasty.
we just throw cut rollers like regular people.
Yeah, just throw it at the ground and
yeah, throw a stable disc on an angle at the ground and watch it work, you know. And so watching somebody throw like a corkscrew roller with a forehand is not exactly something that's easy to wrap your mind around, for sure. He's been fun to watch.
Yeah, he's been a lot of fun to watch. He's
exploding.
Kind of
he's only been a
breath of fresh air.
2 years. Like that guy's
He
he's doing something.
Hope.
Yeah, I think traveling to Europe for the European Open is really, really pushed it, because that's where he first started to kind of get on some coverage. People like started to hear about him before that, but then, you know, he had like 2 rounds on coverage, and then he blew up from there, and then just never kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Let's see. A big plan for the off season. What do you guys think about the? What do you guys think about the new, like, how the Pro Tour has the playoffs now? Like we're in like the playoff season for disc golf. Is that like something that's overhyped, or you guys think it's like a cool step in like the direction for our sport, or is it like just kind of like I don't know, feels like you're just adding something to, like, you know, it's already like, to me, we're in the most prestigious tournaments, you know, GMC, MVP Open are like 2 of the most looked for tournaments, and now you're just adding something else on top of them. Is it necessary to add that playoff setting?
I mean,
it's kind of like the NASCAR thing, right? Like, how do you make it an individual sport where you can win a championship for the season, like a season championship, versus like these individual things? I think it still needs some tweaking, but I think once it evolves into what it's going to be, I think it's going to be really cool. And I think it's going to incentivize like these people hanging on and really trying to save some of their body and push later in the year for some of these things.
Yeah, I agree mostly with Tony. I think it's going to be even like more intense, like watching these last couple of tournaments, especially for guys who are on the edge of making the tournaments, the Pro Tour championships.
It'll allow Ricky to put his money where his mouth is too, talking about the best player versus the best player in one tournament. This guy's a world champion. And I thought that was kind of petty what he said. Like, dude, just
100% was. He would not be saying that if he had won.
He could back it up now with something like this, where like he can show a body of work versus one thing and try and actually become, you know, a champion that way. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's good for the sport, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, like most things that I've seen with PDGA or the Disc Golf Pro Tour, the first step into them is always kind of like they're just testing the waters. And then it's usually not the first step that is good. It's the steps that follow that it starts to get better and better. I mean, like anything, but yeah, I think it'll eventually be a lot of fun to get to this moment. That's really all I have. You guys have anything else you want to talk about? Obviously, you know, I'll still give you guys times to plug anything you guys want to plug. You guys got any plans for the off season? Are you going to hibernate, Garza?
So here soon, I'm going to buy like a bunch of PVC and netting. I'm going to build my own net down here in my basement. Then, I've already like convinced all my coworkers, but I'm going to start working out with them a lot more. I want to get, because the one goal I did not get this year was I wanted to be consistently like close to 400 with my forehands.
And I thought you were going to say 400 pounds. I'm like, how does that work?
Fuck no.
That's coming, Garza, with those eating habits. That's coming. That metabolism isn't forever.
Yeah, I just drank this in like 30 minutes, but like I want to get, like I never really tried. Like I did get back into working out, but then like I got so inconsistent with it. Like I got back into it like 2 weeks before states and was sore after my first one and decided like, okay, I'm just going to take it off until after I finish the season, because obviously I didn't want to be sore for states, and now I don't want to be sore for the Wild Wicks, because I want to do well there for the final tournament season. So I'm planning on like next Monday, I'm going to start right back up with that, hopefully.
Okay. We're going to see watching an Ezra version of Garza walking around.
I wouldn't go that far.
What about you, Tony? What you got for the offseason? Oh, he's just going to play all the way through?
Fucking right, man. All year, every tournament I can get in. I will probably just lay off a little bit after pro states.
Right.
But yeah, no, I just want to lose some weight, man. It's not even the weight, it's just the endurance. Like right now, I'm 50 pounds lighter than when I started playing this game. Like, so like, I just need to build some endurance. I got an exercise bike that's collecting dust here that I bought my wife for Christmas. And I've got a treadmill that's probably got a coat hanging from it somewhere. Like, so I've got some stuff that I can do that just to build up some endurance around here. So that's about it. I feel like that's the missing piece right now. The rest of it seems to be going along fine.
Yeah, I just hope to putt a lot is all I'm trying to do. So, but plan to play. Don't plan to stop playing. But when is pro states?
It's actually my birthday weekend, so hopefully that'll be lucky. It's the end of October, weekend of the 28th.
Okay. Sick. Where's it at this year?
Wolfpack is hosting it at Brewer in Grand Rapids.
Gotcha.
So, sweet. Which we all know how River City went. I got to see what real pros play like. It's funny, that course is like 10 feet too long on every hole. I swear to God, like if I had like 10 more feet of distance, I could probably dominate that course. But I was just like 40-foot putts on every hole. It's long.
Well,
but hopefully those old guys can't throw far either. No, that's it. Just working on being an awesome dad. You know, we're busy season for work's coming up, so it's going to be busy. So I'm excited to get to Christmas.
Yeah, that's always the end goal, right?
Yeah. What about you, Kyle? Kyle's still there?
He's having some issues, so he had to go.
I was gonna say he has been like statuesque quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if I've heard him say anything.
Yeah, no,
we miss you, Kyle.
Yeah. And he'll listen to this. So any messages you want to send him, feel free to send them.
Or send virtual hugs.
Yeah.
Well wishes for your computer.
Yeah. Well, if you guys want to plug where people can find you, shout out your sponsors, whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Tony Riopel Disc Golf. Come join my page. I'm going to be doing a giveaway that I've been putting off, but I'm going to give something sweet away. I hit 2,000 here about a month ago, so we're going to do something for 2,000 followers. And then as far as plugs locally, if you're listening to this, go check out my boy Chris out in Midland for all your disc needs. Mention me and I'll give you a free hug. And then also check out Beast Disc Golf, which is my retail sponsor. They have the best athletic gear in the game. And I call it athletic gear because it's not just disc golf gear. I'm wearing their shirt now. It's baseball tees, wearing their beanie right now. They've got regular hats. It's all high quality stuff. Use code TRDG for Tony Riopel Disc Golf and save at checkout.
Yeah, I can agree. All the Beast stuff's pretty sick. The logo's even cooler.
Their stuff is amazing. I'm very, very fortunate to be sponsored by those guys, and they're amazing people too. So it's been a really great experience.
Support great people and get good product. Your turn, Garza.
All right. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Garza Disc Golf. Discburn.com. Use code 112850 for 10% off. I think that's all I got.
That's all you got? Well, make sure you guys follow because Garza's hitting the Pro Tour soon, and Tony's going to win at Michigan Pro States this year since he had to miss out on AM40.
Tony's going to get his first 1,000 rated round at States. I'm calling it now.
I hope so.
First 3,000 rated rounds, 3 in a row. Calling it right now.
Got enough 990s. It's time to hit 4 digits.
There you go. Well, guys, it's always have fun having you guys on. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Garza. Tomorrow.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Tomorrow I'm going right back to ripping on you. Enjoy your evening.
Yeah. Well, again, he'll cut this out, but just thank you guys again. It's always fun. It is fun having you guys on.
Thanks for having me.
Trying to make it out to Saginaw soon, but Mondays are not normally good for me. So
come out to the league party.
When's that? You said first weekend in November?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the 6th. Or no, what day did I get married on? The 5th. So I can't do it on my anniversary. We're trying to figure out the date. It's going to be the 6th, Sunday the 6th.
Cool. That's what I planned. I'm running my first tournament in Cass City on the 8th, and me and Brittany got married on the 9th. So
nice. You're going to do it a Tuesday?
No, October.
Oh, October. Okay.
Yeah, October 8th.
Okay. Yeah, that's my wife's birthday. That's my wife's birthday.
No. Okay.
That's like pro state doubles. Todd's like, "Do you want to play?" I'm like, "That's my wife's birthday, man. I don't think so."
I'm hoping next year to run a couple events. I was like fun unsanctioned events. Big.
Yeah, I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm pretty nervous about it. So,
Eric, that means you're gonna do great. That means you give a shit. I gotta tell you something right now. I am never hosting another fucking tournament in my life. I fucking hate it. It's awful. It's the worst thing in the world. I will never do it again. I hated every minute of doing it. Like literally, if you told me that I was gonna make $300 to the club and I was gonna work that hard, I would have just said, "Let me stop you right there. Get somebody else. Here's a check for $300. Get the fuck out of my face."
Yeah, I'm trying to do it super easy. It's literally just like $15 to play. There's a couple divisions. It's all unsanctioned, so everyone's just going to get, cash payouts.
That's the way to do
There's
it.
No players packs. Just everyone's bugged about having a tournament. And last year, the tournament was supposed to be money to raise for new tee pads, but then we got told we have to change the course. So then we're not going to put the tee pads in when the course isn't changed. And I've tried getting approval for the new course, and I just keep getting the runaround. And so I'm like, I'm not going to take your guys' money with more promises. So we're just this is what we're doing. And
respect.
Everyone out here is pretty cool, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I hope I don't hate it, because I'd like to do more.
No, that sounds way different than the shit I had to do.
Oh, 100%.
And I didn't want to do it. So
right.
The only other one we're gonna do that I want to do is the Wicks basket one, where we try and raise the money in like a single day. And I've got a pretty ambitious plan for that. But after that, no.
Well, Garza, when you start running events, make sure to send them my way. I'll do my best to make them to them.
Yeah, I'm hoping to run 3 unsanctioned events next year, because I'm hoping to get like just experience for being a TD, and then going into 2024, I want to run what I call the Kanto series of events, where I have 8 tournaments, all based off of the Pokemon gyms from the first game, and then like have the trophies be like the legitimate badges from them. Probably made out of wood, but still be like extremely fucking cool.
Guys, if you give me a wooden Pokemon trophy, I'm gonna burn it in front of you. I'm gonna light that son of a bitch on fire and say,
make his out of like
the viewers
out
can't
of
see
plastic
it,
explosive
right now.
I will burn that fucking Pokemon trophy to the ground.
That's funny. All right. Well, I got to get going to bed. Unless you guys have anything cool else to talk about, I'll listen. But
no, I got nothing. Hunting trophies in the woods. That's
there
it.
You go. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks again.
You as well, Eric.
Yeah, we love you, Eric. Have a good night, brother. Thanks.
Always a good time.
Bye, Garza.
Happy birthday, Garza.
Thank you.
Have a good night, buddy.
Thanks.